Well, we're trying to outdo ourselves because why not? There's going to be 30 bands playing this year on 4th Avenue from Burrard all the way to McDonald. And so we're just at that stage where, you know, 2/3 of it is kind of firmed up, and we're going to announce that 2/3 tonight. And we're just going to have a good time tonight. I'm really grateful for the artists like Catherine Calder and the High Dials and Capital Six to show up to play a few songs tonight.
And so you're the curator of the event, correct?
Yeah, it's a good word. I guess so. Yeah, no, it's basically myself and 2 or 3 others who kind of, you know, have a wish list of bands, and some people, like, we toss names around. How's that? It's like some bands you can't get because they're busy. It's the summer for this July 21st, and some, you know, there's money things too. You can't just get whomever you want to play, so we have to work within a budget. But, you know, there's a lot of really good bands in this city, and they've been very, very good, the ones we dealt with this year, as they were last year too.
So, well, last year, I remember John Lucas, one of our music writers, saying there wasn't a bad band in the bunch.
Well, you got to be proud of what you do, you know. So
how do you top that?
Well, you know, honestly, I've been involved in the music scene in this city for years, and there's always been good bands. And I would say that the volume, the amount of good bands in the city is, well, it's as good as it's ever been. So it's not like there's only 10 good bands or 20 good bands in the city. I'm very proud of those bands from last year, but this is kind of it looks like a different selection entirely. I mean, there might be a bit of a crossover at the end, but there's many different, it's like describing which is the best view in Vancouver. There's so many good view vantage points from many places in Vancouver, depending on where you go. So that's how I see the bands in the city. There's so many bands that give a little flavor that are worthy of support, and if you're lucky you can go out and see a lot of them. And I guess this festival, that's the idea. We're trying to have it so that if you walk from one end of like Burrard down as far as McDonald, you're going to get a real selection of cross-section of what's going on in the city.
And are there things you learned last year that you can apply this year to make it an even better festival?
Well, we're trying to get the word out earlier, so we appreciate, that's what this launch party is about today. Last year, it wasn't even 2 weeks before that we were able to get the word out. We had been working on it for a while, but there was just a few hiccups along the way, and it was a bit trial by fire last year. So, you know, generally it worked out really quite well. So we are trying to lessen the panic, and there are some deadlines we have to meet, and that's probably a good thing.